the Honorable Sekou Dukuly of the National Port Authority of Liberia.
Asking Slugger, Diamond, who actually is in the process.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate you. So, folks, welcome wherever it is you're watching us from. This is Spoon TV. My name is Diamond Slanger. The rest of the guys forming part of this exclusive interview will introduce themselves, beginning with you.
Yes, it's great to be at the Gateway of Liberia. My name is Oni Roberts, host of the True Breakfast Show.
Okay, my name is Boga Kamara. I'm the host of the Orange Breakfast Show. It's good to be here this morning.
Thank you, Boga. MD, we also have a host of our other media colleagues here. They forming part of this. Can you all just kindly introduce yourself so that we can all know your names as well?
Good morning, MD. My name is Prince Sapp, and I report for the news newspaper.
Say James.
Prince Sapp.
Prince Sapp.
So, my name is Luis Aaron Taluk. I'm Aaron Taluk for LNTV.
Yes, sir.
I'm Luis Teff, staff writer for the New Dawn newspaper.
Louis?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all. Right. That's all for now. We have Payroll Criticisms from DN News and also an illustrious Nigerian journalist. I'd like to thank you for affording us the opportunity to have this conversation with you.
And gentlemen, we actually beg you to have questions in an orderly manner.
This is something we like.
Not yet.
So we are. So I mean, yes, it's great. I mean, how you doing? Because we're our guests. How's the Gateway of Liberia?
Doing great. It's good to see you. The Gateway is being kept properly. That's fair to say.
Yes. Follow. How do you feel as managing director of the National Port Authority?
What was that?
Your own feelings as head of the National Port Authority.
I feel more empowered. I mean, it's been 14 months now, approximately 14 months. It's fair to say we know where we are after 1 year. But we feel great. We are in great space right now, making sure that the port performs to its capacity.
Okay. As I started off by saying, it's a privilege to be here. It was short notice, and thanks to you and your team for making this happen.
Yes, sir.
A lot of news from the NPA, good news, and Liberian people want to know because there's a pivotal installation in our country.
Yes.
The economy, the gateway to our economy. You said it's been 14 months. And I know those 14 months haven't been easy and smooth sailing. You have to put your feet in the water and get used to everything here.
Exactly.
So you want to bring us up to speed with what it has been like these 14 months, challenges, and how you've navigated those challenges and turning them into success stories as well.
Thank you very much, Howard. I mean, it's fair to say we agree with you. The last 14 months have been easy, but it's been rewarding. I mean, I can tell you there are dedicated people like you here willing to work above and beyond the 2 hours, making sure that the people is performing. I mean, the challenges are glaring. I mean, when the government took over, not only the National Port Authority, but every institution was challenged, from infrastructure to legacy hiring to unpaid bills or NPAs that you need legacy challenges here. So in the last 13 to 14 months, what we've been able to do was to focus on capacity building and empowering our staff. Because for us to be able to get to the next level or to take the port to where it is high, we need the right people, the right personnel. Through partnership with the People's Republic of China, the Chinese embassy in the Republic, in Komatau, here in Monrovia, were able to train 25 of our people in China. Those 25 employees came back, they went to the Ningbo Polytechnic University, came back strengthening their technical and skills in global port management, so best practices in global port management. So we got that done. We've been able to empower our collaboration of the
Well, this is Spawn TV Live. We are sorry for the poor audio quality. We are trying our best possible to see how best that can be properly restored. So once we get words from our technicians, we will be ensuring that the technical glitches and the poor audio you are encountering will be resolved in the soonest possible time. So please bear with us.
about $934,000 represent, went to NASCAR. So owing the total estimation of about $8.1 million. If you compare year to year, you see practices that were here prior to even the last regime. Practices where they will collect that money and use it on operations and other things, but we're not sending it to the government. So if you look at our first year performance, we were able to contribute about $8.1 million.
Okay. Yeah, so contributing $3 million last year to the national budget.
Yes.
And we are in the year 2025.
Yes.
Is there anything there for the library people?
Yes. I just named those to you on Barker. We are going to focus this time. We are going to abide by PFM law. The PFM law states that we should contribute from the dividend. So we are going to wait for that dividend to be declared, and we'll make that portion of that dividend payment when it's declared to the central government. But again, don't forget about also taxes that have been withheld from concessions. We're going to pay those. We're going to make sure we are paying taxes withheld from employees and also NASCO, or taxes that are withheld from their NASCO contributions. We're going to make sure those are paid.
All of government institutions been holding the national fund.
Yes.
I don't know how far you are
Yes.
in getting those funds from the entities that are holding the NPA.
I'm glad you brought that up. I believe we were in cabinet a couple months ago. The president asked and told those people that are owing NPA, but those are numbers that we capture into our budget also to pay, to make contributions to the national budget. But in between NAFA, LPRC, LPMC, they owe about $6.5 million. So if we just did some offsetting, that would have made our contribution rate of 5.8. That would assess to the National Port Authority. So your question is how far away is that?
Yeah.
The answer is we haven't got it anywhere, but there has been cooperation lately from LPRC and NAFA. There has been cooperation. There are ongoing discussions, making sure that there's some payment plan set up so that they can cap on those bills. Let me say a big thank you to the LPRC boss. We met last Thursday. The two board chairmen plus the two MDs met. We are putting mechanisms together into making sure that they are at least making monthly payment on those liabilities.
Great. So let's come to the big one that's actually on the social media.
What's the big one?
Prior to so it's going to be follow-up question.
Yes, sir.
Prior to you taking over 14 months ago, I guess you made some agreement. When you review this agreement, what was your own impression before we go to a follow-up?
Very good, very good. Yes. Okay, so I think you're going to everything else. Number one was the Marine Services Agreement. We were able to review that agreement. It should have been reviewed, I believe, in August of 2023. That wasn't done. When we got here, it was pushed, renewed for a year, because the previous government was not able to put in the necessary framework to get another 5 years done. Both parties could not agree. They pushed it for 1 year. We inherited that. In 5 to 6 months, we were able to successfully negotiate that with the folks with APM terminals. Okay. So we agreed that we reviewed that agreement and renewed it for another 5 years. But now, the biggest takeaway to that is royalty from that concession increased from 15 to 20%. Okay. Not only that, we Liberianized the program. What do I mean by Liberianizing the program? Yeah. For the first time, we told APM terminals and all of our partners here that after 5 years, the National Port Authority will take over the Marine Services program. To be able to do that, we need to train our marine pilots, our seafarers, and so forth. So there are currently Liberians that we met in our program, and we are in the process of adding additional 4 to 5 Liberians. So we brought in our new Harbour Master Captain, Molo Lynch. He's working as serious as hard with APM terminals right now. For the first time in the last couple of years, we have Captain Lynch sitting right now in our APM terminal office, in the Harbour Master's office, making sure that vessel protocols are also in line with what the MPO wants to do.
Yeah, so let's get to the big one. This whole CTN thing. Yes. Critics said, there's a buy agreement 5-6 years ago, and you took over, you decided to review then. Instead of you canceling it, you decide to extend it. Here's to explain to Liberians.
Yes.
We are given the opportunity to listen to you.
Yes, thank you. A lot of arguments were charged to come and improve the national port authority. When you meet agreements, the number one responsibility of the question you ask yourself, can we review this agreement? The definition of review, look at it and make it fair and equitable to all parties. So we looked at that agreement. We said, no, it wasn't fair to the Liberian people. Not only that, what we were receiving as royalty was inadequate. The fees were high for the business community. We said, no, that was unacceptable. We, through the stewardship of our management team, the board, Commissioner Double Jawa, big thank you to the Finance Minister, Honorable Augustine Bede-Lafont. We got together over months and months of back and forth, technical teams meeting from here, our legal teams meeting. We were able to get 40% royalty coming to the government of the Republic that brought into government GOL consolidated accounts. 40% of all revenue collected from GTMS,
From 3% to 40%.
approximately 3% to 40%. Not only that, for the first 5 years, because it was an agreement for 15 years. Cancel it was one of our choices. But to make it better, because if you cancel it, then you have to bring someone in that will be able to get you more than what you want. That wasn't feasible. So what we did was we improved that for the first 5 years, we were going to get 40%. Now there's an escalation plus of additional 5% for the next 5 years. So from 40 to 45% over the next 5 to 10 years.
There's an 18% in that 40% that is to go to the
National
NPA.
Yes, sir.
That wasn't included in the first deal.
No.
And also there is the usage of Liberian banks.
Yes.
That all funds must be domiciled here in the country.
Yes.
And there's also Liberianization in that deal.
Yes.
That Liberians should be higher in managerial positions and the rest.
Yes,
you said it was months of back and forth.
Yes.
But I want you not only to look at what port users are to benefit in terms of the reduction in the fees, but also how important were those other terms and conditions that were infused in our contract, not just for GTMS, but for the Liberian government and the NP as well.
And then thank you for that follow-up of Diamond. We have history in this country of the Liberian people being given peanuts. I believe it was one of the former ministers of Mines and Energy was telling me that even the royalty we get from concessions from President Thomas era. They're telling about it. From President Thomas era, it doesn't adjust for inflation. It doesn't adjust for cost of living. It doesn't adjust for anything else. So for us, the bankroll was These contracts that we may have the National Port Authority, if we're going to keep them, review them, they have to be better for us. Now, you asked about liberalization also. Yes, that was one of the components that we added to the debate. If you go to Ghana, the Ghanaians are going to tell you that to do business here, you have to hire Ghanaians in time management. So why not Liberia? Why not Liberia? The president always speaks about best practice. So if it's done in Ghana and other countries, it should be done here. That's one of the first things we put on the table. And I'm glad the management of GTMS accepted that. Because we told them if you live here and do business here, you also want the Liberian people to look at you positively, not just taking money and leaving. So they also did well. They were very contrite. Again, we went back and forth. It wasn't easy. Business people don't like giving people money. I'm glad we're able to get the first, for the next 5 years, 40%. We Liberalize that program. We lower the fees for poor users, which is also what the president said he was going to do.
That 18%.
Yeah.
How important is it for you?
Think about
And
it.
I want you to also back up on it
So-
with our modernization plans and what you've done to modernize the
Very good. Think about it. Let's put it this way. Let's do some math. Let's assume the government generate $20 million for that program. I mean, that's just a hypothetical. 18% of $20 million, I get my control here. It's about what?
Control.
10 is 3.8. 3.8. Yes. Tell me, in 5 years, the first 5 years of the existence of GTMS, CTN contract, we could barely get $3 million. So what that does is, it helps right now rehabilitate the pier of Greenville. That 3.8 can do both Greenville, rehabilitate those two piers, fix the roads that enter into that port, additional fencing for ISPS and port security reasons, and also help with capacity building for our staff. Not only that, there are a lot of legacy issues here, from pension issues to NASCAR liabilities. Some of the 3.8 can help pay some of that bills. So yes.
Yeah, so let me take it back. There were a couple of visits to Morocco last year.
Yes.
By you.
Yes. Yes.
What have been this issue about the MCPA expansion with the Moroccans? How far are we?
Very good. We just completed, I think, the tender close for the design of the port master plan. Okay, so as you see currently, the entire country is surviving on 600 meters of quay water. So what that means is you have a vessel of 200 meters. You can fit 3 vessels, but by the time you get above 200 meters, you can only do 2 ships. So there are issues during the rainy season with rice and drains and clinkers coming into the country. Those are not favorable season for us. We don't have the right infrastructure for discharging our vessels easily. There was a situation when we travel around the world, especially we go to Ghana or in Guinea. Last year we went to Morocco. I mean, that's on another level because um, almost all of the commodities that come to our country right now, um, Morocco, Tangier, the port, the biggest port in Africa, is their transshipment. The main transshipment port right now is Tangier. So they get there before the route through Abidjan and then here. So the first thing those ports to be able to attract international investment to make a port of first or port of call, you need the right infrastructure, you need the right technology, you need the right people. We haven't invested in those over the last couple of years. For the last maybe 20, 25 years, we haven't done the right infrastructure and investment coupled with manpower building. So until that can be done, coupled with legacy staffing issues, we are not going to be able to achieve our full capacity.
MD Dukuly,
Yes, sir.
you talked about the master plan.
Mhm.
That is a permanent long-term solution.
Yeah,
But what other
I think it's medium term. I
Yeah,
mean, short to medium term.
short to medium term?
Yes, because in 3 to 6 months,
Okay.
that master plan can be completed. Now, what that master plan does is, it will be able to estimate, to build a financial model that will estimate the construction of that terminal. Then, what do we include? How many port users, like cement? I mean, footer, port users on that end? Can we incorporate their operations into that terminal? That's what our master plan does. So in
Okay.
3 to 6 months, by God's grace, hopefully, whoever will win that bid, we are giving them 3 to 6 months to make sure that master plan is completed, so that by September, October, we can start some work done here.
Under your stewardship here at the NPA,
Yes.
what new equipment, because Liberians have complained
Mhm.
from the delays in clearance, there are some issues with brokers
Yeah.
and the rest, and it all falls on your lap. If
Yes.
the port is not user friendly,
Yes.
it comes back to you.
Yes.
What modern equipment, have you been able to bring in to make the port, not just for vessels docking in,
Mhm.
but for people clearing their goods and products from here?
Starts with
to
just
here?
automation. We've been able to now speak to APMT,
a Liberian, always a Liberian.
Exactly.
And, we welcome to come back home. When we have diaspora Liberians,
Dual citizenship.
dual citizenship, we have all of the things that we celebrated. Your overall assessment, and our senators and the rest. I know you don't want to go into the politics, but they should have legal teams that will inform them. They have a whole committee that deals with judiciary and legal matters, and going through that.
And also, Diamond, but to pass the law and don't talk to the Port Authority at all.
So they didn't talk to you.
We haven't been to any hearing. Talk to us, understand our challenges. We're asking people to help us invest in the port. You said there's no money, but with this new legislation, the central government will be able to infuse at least $50 million in the ports. So we're saying, fine, if that's the case, then let's improve the current infrastructure, make them viable, and then somewhere down the road we can relook at that. It might be a good law, but the timing is off, to my knowledge.
Yeah, so lastly, just two more from my end. With all what have been said, security plays a very key part of the port.
Yes.
Let's look at measures put into place for safety and security of the port in its operation. Yes, you care to talk about that?
Yes, sir. Yes. It starts with perimeter fencing, access control. I don't want to delve into that, but we have joint security residing currently in the port. Because like I said to you earlier, that's part of why we are compliant at level A right now on the ISPS level. We need to make sure DEA is here, making sure that if you think you're trafficking drugs before, there are a lot of history about that. If you try it today, you will be not only apprehended, but you'll be reprimanded by the requisite authority. NSA is here. Let me not put all the security cards out there, but I can tell you, from the fencing to access control, if you're not supposed to be here, you can't be here. That tells you how much seriously we are taking security. If we didn't make those thresholds, we wouldn't have been ISP and level A compliant. So that's on our mind 24/7. And all the security agencies from NSA to LMP, they've been very responsive to Freeport.
Yeah, so I want to know the Jordan of USAID across the globe. Was there any effect, or is there any way that it affected the national port authority?
I mean, from a macroeconomic standpoint, Brock, of course it does. It's a shock that we are still absorbing. We are analyzing that internally. I know the finance minister, I spent some time with him last week when we're concluding this. Every time he sit with him, he talks about that shock and how government should respond. But let me leave that out. Let me leave that to Mr. Gafan. He's doing great. But imagine if we have two or three Liberians or even 100 Liberians that are benefiting from employment from those agencies, and one day the President of the United States wakes up and duly he's right to do that and say we are shutting this program down. It's affected the entire economy. It's affected our port users. From the business standpoint, we don't do a lot of business. We don't benefit from infrastructure development, but we are all together. We are one people, one country. On one thing, imagine $200 million that will come into this economy is now drawn away out of a sudden, abruptly. It definitely does affect every sector of this country, from the port to farming to the school in Bapolo that I was maybe waiting for Mary Meal. It did affect the entire economy.
Massive improvement 2024. Do we hope to see a better 2025?
Yes, capital projects. I think Senator Creighton Duncan called us. We'll be there tomorrow to talk to him about our plans. Last year, the budget that we inherited wasn't our aspirations or vision, but I can tell you this 2025 budget, you'll see massive infrastructure improvement from here to Buchanan to Greenville and to Harper.
Okay. So MD, we will give the opportunity for our colleagues also to at least throw a question.
My name is Mr. Director for the New
The New Down?
Yeah.
In Lewis.
So, listening to your achievement you listed, and I'm sure to ask,
yes, sir.
What would you say to some of the critics who want to say the achievement you listed are inadequate and you need to step up again in terms of the contribution to the national budget? How would you say to such people?
I think those are. I mean, it's fair. The space we're working is fair to criticize us, but we're asking them to give us time and patience. Please be patient with us. Give us time. We're dedicated. We come here every day, every day. I mean, I can tell you that I want to do something, but look at the current budget, uh, and look at how much we budgeted for capital projects. I can tell you, our budget this year about $6 million just in capital projects, from peer rehabilitation to renovating buildings and making sure that we have the right equipment for our staff.
Yes, MD, thank you. Aaron Talo again.
Yeah.
Weeks ago, the president talked about youth empowerment, job creation. I know you are doing well when it comes to job creation, but what of the increased job creation for young people?
I mean, Aaron, thank you. Yes, the president said we should all do more as far as the youth will be at our houses. Um, at our end here, we will have capacity building is there. It's fair to say we inherit our own law that we are totally on our head right now when it comes to the employment issue. So we'll not be able to provide a lot of opportunity. But I believe there are some internships in the pipe, scholarships to Regional Maritime University in Ghana, and we were able to send 25 people to China through the magnanimity of the Chinese embassy, the Chinese government. We are going to build on that and make sure that our people here are equipped with the right technology, the right tools. But when it comes to, I mean, from a macro sense, employment, I think if we can make the sport cheaper and contribute more to the national government, I think central government will have enough money to spread around. So I'm looking at it from that context. But very good question.
Yeah, my name is Aaron Kuba.
Kuba from where?
I manage the online DN News.
Oh, DN News, yeah.
Yeah.
Famous Aaron Kuba.
Yeah. So does it begin by firstly by when you said you have made 9 months here, reflected on the past MDs of this institution. I saw some 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
So I think it's 14 months. I think
14. Is that a record?
You're trying a lot. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I want to ask a question. I think it has to be a tear it out answer.
Yeah.
There is this concern about you watching the payroll of the NPA.
Mm-hmm.
Since you came here,
Mm-hmm.
you've employed more people in the area, or contracted more people, and this has put a weight on the NPA. Then the other side of that debate is that there are some astronomical increment in salary to people who are quote unquote unqualified. They don't have the requisite qualification or competency to have certain positions that we've given them. I want you to tell the public what's the statistics when it comes to the number you met here in terms of your overall staff and the number of people you employ. If you feel pleased to do that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
The number of people that you employ here.
Yeah.
Just to bring to approach all people for this opportunity, because once many months down opportunity. So,
thank you, Eric. Thank you. I thought the interview was over, but that question is appropriate. The criticism, most of the criticisms are unfounded. Let's backtrack a little bit, Aaron, from 2017 to 2023, from about 386 employees to about 1,800 that didn't have it on a mileage. In 2023, which was an election year, about 486 people are added to the payroll. So more than 400 people are added to the payroll. We're not close to half of that in more than 12 months here. And that's the fact I'm giving you. I can provide that information to you before you leave. Most of those criticisms are also political, which is fair. We're in the public sphere. But again, when we got here, the first thing we did was to look at the institution as a whole. And in consultation with the board gave us a mandate that they want to see the National Port Authority not only efficient but lean and functioning, because there are issues that we inherited Aaron, from pension issues. Those that work there, when they retire, they're supposed to get pension from the NPA. We have to pay for that. There were deduction from payroll, from NASPA to other government agencies that were not paid. We inherited those. We inherited a dilapidated institution. No, the offices there, no chairs. People were standing. We've been able to now, after this innovative, you can walk around and see the improvement we made. But at the end of the day, the board oversees our operation. They were able to share our vision with them. They instructed us to work with them and work with the Ministry of Labor, the Dock Workers Union, making sure that this place is efficient and lean. That means have the right amount of people that you need so that you can be able to pay all your bills and benefit and your liabilities and so forth. And that's what we're going to do.
All right. So, MD, thank you again. As I did the intro, I would love to do the outro.
Yes.
The team of journalists here.
Yes.
Thank you to them as well.
Yes.
Any information is needed, and we hope such interactions can be mimicked by others.
Yes.
So that we can not just go to state radio.
Yes.
No prejudice to state radio, but there are other independent media outlets that want to hear you. This interview is being relayed on several other stations across
Thank you. That's good to know.
Liberians,
Yeah.
whom and abroad have been listening and watching as well.
Mm-hmm.
Your message to importers, Liberian business owners,
Yes.
entrepreneurs, and the rest is that
Yes.
they can come and use the port here,
Yes.
and they will get a seamless, less expensive service than what it used to be
Yes,
prior
sir.
to the renegotiated CTN deal.
Yes.
And you're working on making sure that the transportation from truckers and the rest,
Mhm.
everything can be combined into a one system payment
Yes.
that can also affect meaningful change.
Mhm.
If I got that right from you.
Yes.
We're closing now,
Mhm.
and as I said, we love to have these interactions.
Mhm.
I saw pictures from the Greenville port,
Mhm.
and I was shocked. I haven't been to the Greenville port, but I've been to Sino once.
Yes.
I haven't been at the port, and I saw those pictures, and I wondered, how can we have an outstation port
Mhm.
that looks like that?
Yeah. Very good.
Renovation works ongoing there.
As we speak to you, renovation work is ongoing. Dama, within that port did not become like that in one day. But let me just go over. And I got pictures here. You see supplies. Again, the challenge. One of the challenges we've had is the road. And like I said to you earlier, the budget we inherited wasn't our vision. That budget did not capture those renovations, and it took about 7 to 8 years to get that put to where it is. And I asked for patience and time. As I speak to you right now, renovation work is ongoing, and there are pictures there. There are new pictures that I will share with you so you can publish online. And I said to you, I try to stay away from the politics of everything else. If you visit our port, I think the feel you will get will be different from the pictures that was sent to you today, and I will share that with you so you can post on Spoon Network, I believe. You can post it, and it's different. Again, we budgeted about $5.5 million for just capital projects, from PA rehabilitation to rehabilitating the office building. We are in talk with international partners to give us help at Buchanan with the breakwaters. So we got all of that one in the work. But what happened over 10 years will not be fixed in 12 to 14 months. Give us time, we'll do our best and make sure we improve the failure of the port, we improve the capacity building of those ports, and we improve the overall infrastructure of the port.
So your closing comments for us, so that we can wrap this up.
We final message. We are going to reaffirm His Excellency's message of no more business as usual. MPO will not be the same. Like I always fuck on. Always. We are going to make sure that the president sent us here to do serious work. we are following his mandate. The AID spell have aggressive agenda for reforming our country from infrastructure, and no better infrastructure is to start with than the port, from the port to roads to everything else. So we're making sure that whatever the president wants done here, he wants the port to be efficient, and under his wise back God's grace, by May 2028, we'll have a new terminal that will be not only accessible to us Liberians, but to the entire MRU and the international community. So we are committed to that each and every day.
All right, folks. Thank you again to everybody. Lisa, it's your work, so you can just close it off for us. But from the team here, we'd love to say thank you for affording us the opportunity, and we look forward to such.
Thank you. Dan, I think this was splendid. We will welcome you guys in a later date to talk about some of the things we're going to be doing here. The MD talk about some of the plans the management team has to improve and actually change the face of the MPA. So you'll be welcome. One of the things he talked about basically is if you want to take a tour of the facility right now, when we came here, everybody was standing up, there was no chairs. Now you can have offices, people are now doing their work. I think the capacity building process you talk about in terms of training. So there are a lot going on here. There are a lot out there being said, but it's important to hear from the horse's mouth. I think you did. We want to say thank you for coming. We appreciate your time. Honorable MD, we say thank you for giving that highlight to the Liberian people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Alistair.